So let's say you've decided you want to try a Lenovo tablet, and with the Tab P11 Pro Gen 2 that just came out, I feel like it's a really good option at a more affordable price. But then you've also got the Tab P12 Pro by Lenovo. So which one should you buy? Let's try to compare as much as possible and find out. If you're looking at just the price difference between these two, you're probably going to want to go with the P11 Pro. It feels and sort of looks like the P12 Pro, and we're talking about $400 for the P11 Pro, about $700 normal pricing for the P12 Pro, but it's been on sale several times, all the way down to around $580. You can go up to 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage for the P12 Pro, and then 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage for the P11 Pro, at least in the United States. I feel like there's another version with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, but apparently we're not getting that version yet. Maybe it'll come later, I'm not sure. One of the best features of these two tablets is going to be the screen size and quality. You get an 11.2 inch OLED display with 1536 by 2560 resolution, up to 120 Hz refresh rate with the P11 Pro, and then the P12 Pro has a larger 12.6 inch AMOLED display, 1600 by 2560 resolution, also has 120 Hz refresh rate, and they're both about the same brightness, up to 600 nits. So as you can see, really good specs. I feel like these two tablets are almost comparable to how Samsung has the regular Tab S8 and then the S8 Plus, except you don't have an LCD display on the P11 Pro, so slightly different there. The colors are nice and bright on both tablets, plenty of contrast, probably some of the better tablets that I've reviewed recently when it comes to screen quality, and you can't go wrong choosing either one. It's actually really close on which has the better display. I may give the slight edge to the P12 Pro because it looks like it has slightly better viewing angles. And then you can watch up to 4K resolution on YouTube, full HD playback resolution on apps like Netflix. Battery life is definitely going to be a little bit different between these two. Not sure what they're doing with the P12 Pro, but it lasted over 11 hours versus only 7.5 hours for the P11 Pro, and that's at 100% screen brightness for both. In my battery drain test, both tablets have plenty of juice to get you through a normal workday. Obviously, some of that's going to depend on what types of stuff you'll be doing, but they both have above average battery life compared to other tablets I've tested, and you can extend that even more if you turn the screen brightness down. Performance wise is actually going to be closer than what you would think between these two. Both versions I have 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. You get a MediaTek Companion 1300T processor in the P11 Pro, Snapdragon 870 in the P12 Pro. Just look at how close the P11 Pro is getting to the P12 Pro in these Geekbench scores. Sure, the P12 Pro is going to be a little better performance, but both feel nice and snappy, and you can't really go wrong with either tablet when it comes to performance. And then gaming performance is pretty decent on both as well. Just testing out PUBG Mobile, Asphalt 9, and Apex Legends Mobile seems to be no problem for both tablets. You're going to get good graphics, high frame rates on both, and I think most people are going to enjoy gaming regardless of which one you go with. The P12 Pro might be a little bit harder to game on if you're using the touchscreen. It's just a little bit harder to reach certain areas of the screen, but if you're using a controller, it's really nice to play games on both of these. Now currently both tablets are on Android 12 and somewhat similar to stock Android. Even though they are slightly different, the P12 Pro just got updated recently to the Android 12L style with the taskbar down at the bottom, and it's kind of nice to have in my opinion, but I would assume the P11 Pro is going to get the same treatment later on. You can also get an official keyboard for both of these tablets, similar to what you're going to get with Samsung tablets. Unfortunately, they weren't available when I bought mine, and I've just never really went back and bought them separately. Good thing is you can connect any Bluetooth keyboard and mouse to both tablets to be a little more productive, and you're going to get productivity mode on both as well. Again, slightly different on the P12 Pro, but it's basically their version of Samsung DeX. So I feel like a lot of people are going to like to use that, especially if you have a keyboard. So it's probably going to come down to personal preference on which one you think has the better software because they're so similar. One advantage you get with the P12 Pro is it comes with the Precision Pen 3, but it's also going to work on the P11 Pro now as well. It's actually a really nice pen, sort of a mix between an S Pen that you would get on Samsung, but then it's also very similar to an Apple Pencil that you would use on an iPad. You're also going to get the fingerprint scanner built right into the power button for the P12 Pro. You're not going to get a fingerprint scanner on the P11 Pro. Now, if you're looking for a tablet with good speakers, these are two really nice options. You get a quad speaker setup on both tablets, speakers on each side with Dolby Atmos, and this is another category where it's just really close on which one's better. I might give the slight edge to the P12 Pro, but here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what they sound like. Now, the cameras on these two are better than some other tablets out there. They're not going to be the best out there, but should still get the job done. Now, when it comes to the cameras, you've got an 8 megapixel front-facing camera on both tablets. You get a 13 megapixel rear-facing camera on both tablets. On the P12 Pro, you've got a 13 megapixel plus a 5 megapixel lens. Still not as good as even mid-range cell phones, in my opinion, when it comes to video or photos. But I think you can use either for Zoom meetings, other video conference calls. Here's a few samples of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. I've got some other tablets I want to compare to the P11 Pro Gen 2, but so far it's a really nice step up from other Lenovo tablets I've tested in the past. I've also got another 8-inch tablet coming, so if you like tablets, I've got plenty more videos to do, so you'll definitely want to look out for those. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.